Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is Am I a STRAT, SUPERSTRAT or Les Paul guy? I've got surprisingly many questions and you know, people being like, oh, you're playing STRAT, I thought you were 100% a Les Paul guy. And I thought that I do these videos so I don't have to write people, because usually when I answer, I don't just want to answer like no or yes, or well, sometimes I do, but if I do that, then you know, people ask and have been asking that, could you elaborate? So these social media times, you know, I've been having a career and I've been recording and playing, being a professional musician long before social media and actually before even internet. Yes, I'm that old. So most people have seen me playing Les Pauls now in these social media times. And yes, I have mostly played Les Pauls or Les Paul types like my ESP signature Eclipses, like this one, or my Tokai Les Pauls. Where do I start? I mean, this is the, like I said, I've mostly played Les Pauls live, but I've used SUPERSTRATs, Telecasters, V's, Strats on so many albums, and I played those live. I mean, there was a period in late 90s or mid 90s where I played Jackson Randy Rhodes for actually several years, a few years. But obviously there was no phones with cameras and no internet then, so there's no. So yeah, I'm not 100% Les guy. I love Les Paul guy. I love Les Paul. This is my signature. This is amazing guitar. Feels good. It plays good. And especially live, I've used the Les Paul because it has a, as you probably all know, neck angle. So I like to keep my guitar, you know, very low. That while I'm sitting, I'm fine with playing like this, but when I'm standing up, I can't play if or it feels uncomfortable to play when I'm standing up if my hand is like this. So I'm very most comfortable playing standing up when my right hand is straight. This is just really natural to me. And because of the neck angle, this gives me, my hand kind of rests perfectly here, and then it goes a little bit towards my body, so it's really easy to play, no matter, you know, what stuff I do. So that's why I've always felt the most comfortable with Les Pauls, because with a Strat, this is an old warm-up of mine. I've used this on many albums, and I played this live too, more back in the day. This has seen many incarnations. I think I got this like probably early 2000, so I've had this over 20 years. Like I said, different incarnations, born with parts. But because Strat's neck angle is straight, so when I'm standing up, I mean, this feels, yeah, but then the neck always kind of has felt to me that like it sticks in front, because Les Paul is like this, so it just, and I've never, because you know, it should be like this, but then it's, so I haven't been that comfortable playing Strats or SUPERSTRATs live until in recent years, because believe it or not, I haven't figured this earlier, but these 80s and actually the current ESP's neck throughs, they're building me one custom shop now. Let's see if it's gonna be a new signature model of mine. It will have the same graphics as my Eclipses, but it's going to be basically like this, with a single humbucker here and the new headstock. But I found it out when I bought my first Mirage, which is this one, and this is like a year ago or something. Because I haven't even bothered to try those. I mean, I've used Superstrats on albums and ESP Horizon. We'll get into that later. Because this has a neck angle. As you can see, it's like Les Paul angle. I thought that this is great. So this feels when I'm playing, feels like I'm playing with the Les Paul. The neck isn't sticking in front. Well, it's not, but it feels. But this is actually, it's here. So the angle is like this, and then the neck. It's not quite as angled as a Les Paul, but close enough that it feels really comfortable. And because these are, you know, non-recessed, so they're top loaders, the bridge is higher. It's like, you know, your basic Les Paul top bar bridge, basically the exactly same height. And now, because I have played now the black Mirage a lot live with CYHRA, and I will use this and the pinky, which is now repaired by ESP, the headstock, you know, on the forthcoming our summer tour with the Suburban Tribe, and we have CYHRA shows and most likely a bigger European tour coming in the near future. Because this is great, because now this has the benefits of a Les Paul. There's a lot of sustained neck through, and I block the bridge. And it has the benefits of a Strat. Longer scale. I'm a big guy, I have big hands, you know, 190 centimeters, 100 kilos. So, big hands. A little bit longer scale. And these are 24 frets, so it's really easy to play on the higher register too. Sometimes Les Paul can be with my hands, because the scale is shorter, a little bit like this, but this is, yeah. And the strings are a bit tighter, because the longer the scale. So let's say this is in E flat, it has 10 to 52 DR tight pitch. This is in E flat, 10 to 52 DR tight pitch. But these strings, obviously, because the scale is longer, they're a bit like stiffer. Now I can have the locking stuff. On many albums there's not that much, but there are songs on many albums I've done where I've used Floyd, either in the riff or then to do some little bits like this. I'm actually surprised that, you know, people are really surprised that you don't use a Floyd or whatever. Oh, I've always used it. But maybe not as much, and definitely not like Steve Y. I'm much more subtle with that. So now I have the best of both worlds. Best from Strat, longer scale length, easy access to upper frets, tighter strings, you know, whammy bar, and then I have the kind of the sound, the sustain, and the playing feel, the neck angle of a Les Paul. So this is like, it's as perfect as guitar can be. I have never been 100% Les Paul guy. Let's take a couple of last albums I've done. On my forthcoming solo album, HARDTONES, out on May 31st. 2 singles being released, and actually on this week, or not this week when I'm filming this, but the week when I'm putting this out, this week's Friday, the 3rd single will come out, and also a really cool music video. So please check that out. So this was the main rhythm guitar on the album, because this just happened to be in E flat. Now this is actually in D. So I used this, and I used the black one also, but that was in D then when I recorded the album. So this was mainly the most most rhythm guitars are played with that, and some solos. But most of the solos I played with this. Especially if you see, if there's a whammy thing, then it's definitely either this or my Frankie. Warmoth neck, even though it's just ESP. The Duncan 78 and classic stack single coil. A few tone stuff. This one, one of the songs I played all guitars, rhythms and everything with this. And then I used a lot my N4 on leads as well. This is also really easy to play. Like, it's just like... So, most of the rhythms, like 95%, Eclipse, probably 80% of the leads with these 3 Superstrats. And CYHRA's last couple albums, well, I used my Eclipses, and then I also... This is the guitar that I probably used on the most on different albums. It's never been the main guitar, but like with CYHRA, there's so much these octave melody harmony things going on, which when you have really thick, fat Les Paul Marshall 5150 rhythm sound, you need something to cut through, and I've always believed that I'm trying to get the sound as close as possible when I'm recording, so I need to do as little as possible in mixing. So this guitar, this is on every CYHRA album, every Suburban Tribe album I've done. Probably most God's Play, I mean, so many albums. This is on the new solo, my solo album, on every, you know, my first and second solo album. It's this. These are some, I don't know, some vintage. I think they're Duncans. Really low output. So these I've used a lot. This Strat I've used whenever there's some janglier cleans or some semi-dirty tones. It's this Strat. And then this V, this was the main guitar on God's Plague's H8 album. I used this actually on one Suburban Tribe album, Red Wolf albums, my solo albums, many songs I've used this. And if you hear like this up whammy stuff, it's this guitar, because this is the only one of my Floyd guitars, or actually they're actually most of them are Schaller Lockmeisters. This is original Floyd. Then it's this guitar if there's this kind of stuff. This one, this is on CYHRA's Letter to Myself, No Hells in Hell. All the songs that are in drop A, I recorded with this. Live, I just use the 6-string and I use a drop pedal to drop the guitar down. And I needed to modify the playing a bit, because the reason I'm using 7-string, it's not just to get lower, but to get lower and higher. So with live, some songs I need to do a little bit this, but I actually recorded them like this. Or used an open, you know, E string. With CYHRA we are in C tuning. Let's say if the actual note was E, then I just need to play it differently, and sometimes. But I feel it's still easier than to drag 2 7-string guitars, because you need to have a spare, and 6-string guitars. And these I used. This was my main guitar in Suburban Tribe on songs that required 7-string guitar, and I'm gonna use this next summer too. And my other 7-string, which is actually now in Finland, because we have started to rehearse with Suburban Tribe. And on CYHRA's No Hells in Hell, my main rhythm guitar was Jacob Hansen's ESP Horizon, and I did most of the leads, if I remember correct, with this one. I also used the Telecaster and the 7-strings. I'm not 100% Les Paul guy, never been, but you might have get that impression, because recent years I've mostly toured with CYHRA, and in CYHRA, my main guitar since we founded the band in 2017 has been this. Like live in studio, I've used whatever does the job the best in any given situation and song. And sometimes the only reason is that a particular guitar might just have fresh strings. Like, yeah, I'll grab that one. Because it's mostly here anyway, so, you know. I mean, I can't tell when I listen, oh, I used that guitar on that, and that. I can't even tell what amp I used. But I have written those what I used. But so that's why probably most of you have gotten the impression I'm a 100% Les Paul guy, because I think CYHRA's shows are the best documented in social media, and you can mostly have seen me with this or this one, or in a recent year with this one. Hopefully this covers that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this answered the question and you found this also interesting and informative. Until next time, take care. Cheers.